Hi, my name's Jen. Welcome to my channel, All My Plants. Today I am just relaxing and looking at plants. I actually caught up on all my watering and pest treating and, most of my plant care yesterday. Which means today that I can actually kind of just chill and look at my plants and appreciate my plants. And I thought I'd share. I just thought I'd take you around and show you some of the plants. The good, the not so good, and the really, really bad. Like all of it. It's stuck leaf season. I think that's most of the bad. Most of it. But anyway, let's go check them out. Okay, I guess we're gonna start at the top along there, which I think most of that's actually okay. Like, check out this new leaf on the Philodendron. That's a nice leaf. That's a good leaf. It's pretty, right? Oh, I can't put it all in there. But yeah, the only thing about this is it's sticky. We're looking right in there. Extra floral nectaries. There's some along there. So I need to clean that off. But that's the newest leaf. And then, yeah, you can kind of see the orange petiole back there, or orange caterpillar. There. But yeah, so that's a nice leaf. Maybe I should support that. I should probably get that on a stake at the very least, if not a moss pole, because like that's a pretty big leaf. And that plant is a survivor of root rot many, many times. Many, many times. And it's not that it gets root rot easily, it's just that I haven't done the best with it. That there is where it was set next to the pellet stove downstairs and burnt. It just kind of made contact. But anyway, really happy with that plant and the way it's going right now. That's the melanochrysum that I recently put on a moss pole. It still hasn't spit out that new leaf yet. Well, it's spit it out, but it hasn't unfurled it. I'm just going to leave it alone for now. And see if it figures it out on its own. We hope so. Gosh, that's pretty. So dark. Lovely. And then kind of behind this Bilietier, that is the Monstera Petiri, I think is how you say it. I'll have to put that on screen because I'm not sure. Just recently got that up on this pole. But yeah, so cute. Little Summer Glory, Monstera parasitica, Monstera Hoya parasitica back there, hanging on the wall. I have another one in a pot down here. We'll look at that one. Some Ripsalis. I'm not sure which one this is. I want to say Agadoensis, maybe? I don't know. I've probably got that wrong. But it actually flowered. They weren't very impressive. We're trying to look way back here. There we go. That was where it flowered. Kind of up and down that particular vine. I want to say they were actually yellow. Or maybe they just looked yellow to me. Don't know. The newest of the Thai constellations up here hanging out. It's doing fine. Look at those little bitty leaves. Ain't they cute? This is the Okinawa Silver that I recently repotted, and it is instantly rewarding me with this leaf, which is already bigger than the previous ones. So I put it in a much smaller pot if you didn't see that video, because it had some root rot. The end of the stump, I don't know what you'd call that. It was like hollow. It was very strange, but anyway, it seems to be doing fine. It has been treated for spider mites. The last time I sprayed it was yesterday, and the next time I spray it will probably be tomorrow. But it's looking pretty good, I think, humble opinion. I like that it actually has a bit more green on this leaf, because the white leaves, a lot of white just doesn't seem to stick around very long. This one here was mostly white. It's gone. and I left this ridiculous guy here on. Just more solar panel. I guess I'll go ahead and cut it off probably soon and get rid of this petiole that's hanging out. Stem, petiole, that. The Hoya Wilbur Graves is up here now. Like, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. I don't know if that color is coming off. It went from silver to kind of like a pinky purple color. Which I wasn't really loving. The pinky purple is more gray looking, I guess. I don't know. It's not really coming off that way, the way I'm seeing it in the viewfinder. But, so I've moved it. It was on the bottom of this shelf down there where I've got other Hoyas stuck now. But it was just, I don't know. I don't hate the way this plant looks sun-stressed, but I think it's already stressed enough because I just repotted it. So I've moved it up here to lower light for a while. See if we can get it more silver and less of the pinky purple gray color. That, and it's kind of, oops, there we go, stalled all growth. So I've moved a lot of the Hoyas. These were the ones that had the root mealies that are in semi-hydro out from under there. Not all of them, but most of them. So that's that guy. And it's doing okay. I mean, it's not declining or anything. It's drinking a ton of water, so either that or it's just evaporating very quickly up here. But either way, I think it's fine. I haven't seen any kind of decline or anything, so I don't know. The Philodendron, who are you, Splendid? This was on a regular round wire moss pole, but it wasn't really grabbing. I don't know, it just didn't seem to be doing great, so I put it on here. This is the current newest leaf, and it's working on another one back there, which I'm hoping it doesn't shove into a hole in the pole. I had cut it. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see. His neighbor is the Philodendron glorious, which has had stuck leaves. I don't know, it's had a lot of problems really, but hopefully we've got it straight now. I just recently put it on this pole. It's got a new growth point back there. So, you know, wish me luck with that. This plant did great for a while and then suddenly not so great. I don't know. The Anthurium, what is it, Podato radiatum's finally putting out a new leaf again. I actually remembered to water it this time, so hopefully we get that one to expand and expand and expand. Can you see that? Isn't that cool? I think it's the coolest thing. So weird. I like it weird. The Begonia Looking Glass. Oh, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. Like, that is just shining like a looking glass. Not that I can ever get it to show on camera, but it's really very compact. I'm surprised by how compact this grows. It's just leaf on top of leaf on top of leaf. Okay, as I was saying, this plant grows very compact. Like, I haven't had it long, but it's a mess of leaves in this little plant. It's so short, but there's like, it split off pretty immediately and put out two other plants. Like, there's one on that side, and then the other one is on this side over here. Whoops. I don't know. But either way, it's so dense. I kind of want to separate them out because obviously the larger one is shading the other two basically that are under there. But so it's been a fast grower. It's very pretty. I really do like it. Look at that party in the back. Woo! Shoo! Sir! Showing off. Okay, anyway. This guy up here. Sorry, it is low light up here. Very low light. I'm gonna drop this. Okay. That's the Hoya Croniana Silver, I believe it is. I just threw the rest of this plant away today because it just looks so bad, so I propagated it. These were propagations that I started, I don't know, a while back now, and I repotted them also. when I repotted everything else that was in semi-hydro, or all the other Hoyas anyway, just because they were kind of all sitting together in the same neighborhood. It's so pretty. Like, it's sparse, I know, but it'll fill out. I have some other propagations somewhere of this plant also, which I guess it's just a plant now. It's not propagations anymore, because they did have roots. They weren't the greatest roots I've ever seen, but they're roots. But yeah, it's doing good. It's doing very well. No ill effects from the repotting. It's just so pretty. I do like those silvery Hoyas. The silvery ones, the bluish green ones, I don't know, I like them all. Behind that, it's Florida Beauty. This was propagated from this leaf this summer, which I ended up with the other plant too, the plant that I propagated it from. It's done very well. This is the newest leaf up here, looking pretty snazzy, and it's always working on one. So yeah, I'm falling in love with this plant. It's like, check that variegation out. It's very pretty. I think I'm going to propagate the entire mother plant. I need to get that on a pole soon. I don't need to. I think it would be fine if I just staked it. I do. I don't know though, because I don't know, stakes annoy me, poles annoy me. It just all annoys me. This is the Epipremnum skeleton key that I've been saying I was going to put on a pole, that I still haven't gotten on a pole. But it's, you know, it's fine. It's actually chilling in the low light. It hasn't complained any, so I don't know. I'm happy with it. I've left it alone. I gotta order more poles, to be honest with you, because I'm tired of the metal ones. I'm gonna get some more of these guys here. They're just too easy, and I like easy right now. I really, really appreciate the simpler things. And I guess we'll buzz through these guys on the next shelf down. This is my subhistatum that I propagated during Vlogmas, and I just stuck these ones. They had roots, but I just stuck them in this pond, and they're putting out new leaves finally. So that one there was already out. It was underwater, so I've left it alone. Left it alone. But it was forming underwater. So I guess that's why it's looking like that. That one there I damaged on the chain. Why we won't focus, I don't know. But yeah, I damaged it on one of the chains. So that's not a good long-term solution for that plant, for sure. This is Hoya lobii, which I love this plant. Like, it's so nice. It is so nice. I got it in a trade. Thank you again for trading with me. There's where the tape is, down there. So all that has grown. It has grown quite a bit. Recently, we've had some pesty issues, like everything else in my collection. Well, not everything, but it actually had spider mites. I've not seen spider mites really mess with Hoyas too much, but they did a number on this guy, and it's still being treated, even though I don't, there we go. Even though I don't see anything on it, I'm still treating it. You know, just giving it a good spray down. You can see dried water all over it, or dried pesticide, whichever the case may be. But so pretty. Like, I really like this Hoya, especially when it has happy leaves. I'll probably actually propagate that because it's all coming from one piece, and there's like 3 branches off of it. So, gosh, it's pretty. So pretty. Did I say the lobii dark, it says? I assume that the dark is the flower color. I don't know. Behind that is the Hoya Silver Dollar. Once again, I've moved it out from underneath the bright light. This is one of the ones that had the root mealies. I think this is the one that made me swear violently when I realized it had root mealies. I'm not sure. But that sun stressing, that's not attractive to me. I think it's overly stressed. So And I would actually really prefer it to not be sun stressed. I think it's much prettier with its like minty green color. So just preference, really. I think I've overstressed it and I would like it less stressed. So that guy back there, that's Hoya imperialis, which is a thirsty plant. And I have not done well with it. I had one that was probably maybe 5 or 6 feet long, tall, and I don't know what happened to it. I really couldn't tell you. I probably underwatered it to death out in the greenhouse, maybe this past summer, I don't know. But this guy is showing new growth because I'm paying attention to it now. So I need to get that propagated. Again, seems like a thing I do a lot with Hoyas. I end up chopping the whole thing up, so that's what's going to happen to that guy eventually. Imperialis red flower, I believe that is. Am I saying that right? Is it Imperialis? Let me look at the tag, that might help. Yes, Hoya imperialis red flower, it says. So, he's just waiting for his time. It's coming. This guy here was the variegated ZZ. You can't really see it. You can see it on that leaf. And then that one down there. But I propagated that from my daughter's ZZ plant, my youngest girl. It's that one. I don't know if there's any variegated left in here. Is it currently growing? I don't know. But anyway, this is hers, and it may or may not have some variegation here and there. But anyway, so I had propagated this. It's just 2 pieces in here. And they were in this little bitty, they started in water. I saw some roots, so I stuck them in a little bitty thing of soil, and I've just been upgrading and upgrading and upgrading as the, you know, the potatoes have gotten bigger. But it's finally growing. Finally. So there's like 4 or 5 of these little things sticking up in here. So we'll see if any of them actually end up with any variegation. I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky and someday she'll come get it back. You know, I do like the ZZ plant, but I have a couple, so, you know, I don't need any more. Variegated or not, even though the variegation on these is kind of cool. These leaves have really served their time. They have really, really done their work, and it's showing. Propagation from the Winlandii, variegated. Is it Obisa? No. Opuntia back there, I believe. It's not looking the best. Not looking the best. It's not the happiest. It went underwatered, which might sound strange for a cactus, but trust me, the whole thing was flopped over and laid right over. It was underwatered. Terribly. This guy here had spider mites. That's the Ficus elastica shaveriana, which is very pretty. I find that the newer leaves kind of grow in lighter, and they seem to darken as they get older, but they're still very pretty. Humble opinion. But yeah, you can see that leaf there has taken a hit. That's spider mites, the tip of that one, and then you can see kind of some speckling there. That's not just pretty sun stressing or coloration, that's spider mite damage. So he's still being treated, even though I don't really see any more spider mites. But yeah, that's a pretty plant. Not a very slow grower. These 4 leaves just all of a sudden decided to shoot out in the last month or 2. I don't know, it's kind of weird. My 2, or I guess it's several larger ones, I jammed them all in a pot together. They're doing okay. They're downstairs, kind of sitting in a corner. But yeah, they're doing all right. They're just not growing as much as this one, which is getting, you know, more ideal light. Another Ripsalis. This is, I believe this is the bird's foot Ripsalis. I'm not 100% sure. The tag is long gone. But it's pretty and I like it, and it really needs to be repotted. It's all coming from one piece, so I should probably propagate that. And I will, eventually. I hate to cut it. I say that about a lot of plants. Once they start like growing and getting long, I'm like, oh, I should propagate that, but then do I ever? I mean, eventually. Okay, so then hiding behind that, even more Ripsalis. I think this is a Ripsalis. It's a weird looking one, whatever it is. The tag is once again long gone. If you know what this is, please tell me. I thought it was bicod, but it's not. I have my bicod in the other room, which is a Pseudo-Ripsalis. I'm not sure who this is, but it's, you know, doing things. I finally did repot it not too long ago because it wasn't doing anything. It was kind of just this piece here hanging out, and maybe some of this on this one, but you can see these are newer. This whole piece just recently decided to shoot up out of nowhere. We like it, we're into it. Behind that guy is the Nicholsonia New Guinea Ghost. Once again, I just moved it out from the brighter grow light. I do think the sun stressing is pretty on this one, but once again, the plant is already stressed. It's been repotted very recently, and I intend to propagate it soon. So I just kind of want everybody to be as happy as they can be in there, because it's getting propagated because this is gnarly. It's not a pest or anything, but it's definitely some sort of damage. Either way, this plant has systemics in it currently, so I don't know. That's the back of there. Supposed to be intervariegated. Hoya Bovata Splash. The splash is great. The variegation is not so much. I might let it grow. Oh, well, I'm definitely going to let it grow a bit more, but I might propagate it in the near future and see what's up with that. Okay, so there's a couple things going on this shelf that are not great. This back here, it's a mystery Hoya. And you can see that these leaves used to be a very dark green and glossy and happy, and it used to be a very full, bushy plant. There's leaves yellowing off. It's just not looking great. A lot of the vines are dead at the ends. Like, there's big chunks. That vine there is kind of dead all the way around. I'm gonna propagate that whole thing all the way back, because it doesn't look like it's supposed to. It doesn't look good. I don't know what that Hoya is. We thought it was some type of carnosa, me and the guy I got it from, but I'm not 100% on that, and it's never flowered or even put out a peduncle. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Something's up with it, and I keep looking at it and I don't see any pests or anything. Hasn't grown in a while. To be fair, I have missed several waterings, or been very late for them, I'll put it that way. And then in the middle of that back row, that's the Hoya Crimson Queen, which has looked better. It really needs a good wipe down. Normally I just kind of spray these guys with water when I water them, you know what I mean? But I've got hard water, and it leaves the leaves looking kind of dull and leaves like water stains on them. It's not my favorite look. It could probably also be fed. I haven't really fed my plants much lately. This is the one that had the peduncle. It is developing. It's carrying on, keeping on. But yeah, it hasn't bloomed yet. So I think that might be the only peduncle on that particular Crimson Queen. Carnosa Crimson Queen? Crimson, yep. That one. And then that's the Hoya Pentaphlebia. It's not really doing much right now, but it's okay, I guess. That looks yellow, but it's not. It's just losing its sun stressing and fading to a lighter green. I think I'm gonna propagate this plant as well, and once again, it also needs a scrub down. It probably still has old sulfur on it from when we all decided to spray our plants with sulfur. Maybe not all of us, but I surely did, because I thought that was the problem with some Hoyas, which it wasn't. Flat mites, I guess. But anyway, we'll get to that. Ganongading. It's doing okay. That leaf under there right here. This was the newest leaf when I repotted it. Once again, like the sun stressing is interesting. I think I prefer it a little less sun stressed. Like I would prefer that to that. I mean, that is pretty, don't get me wrong, but I think that's prettier and probably better for the plant. I don't know. So I'm trying to give it lower light for a while. And we'll see. We'll see. Behind it is just a Hoya Chelsea propagation. And it's cute. It's cute. I need to propagate it again. That is all that's left of my Chelsea. I had a large one on a trellis, same kind of trellis this guy's on, but it tanked. It really, really tanked, and I didn't do anything fast enough to fix it. I think it had root rot, honestly, but yeah, so that's what's left. This is the Panchoy. This is another one that had the root mealy situation going on. And it's so cute. This plant really reminds me of, are you a mealybug? No, I don't think so. But anyway, this plant really reminds me of Bertonier. Very similar, except for just smaller leaves and more teardrop shaped. I don't know. But either way, it's cute, still growing. Once again, just less sun stress for it. That's why it's up instead of down there, because that light down there is on the lowest setting, and it was still sun stressing the plants. So I've just kind of shuffled everything. We'll see. This one next to it, let me pull this one out because I'm going to talk about this one for a minute. I don't know what's up with this plant. This plant, it also had it was in semi-hydro, and it came from the same place as the other ones that had the mealybugs, the root mealies. Why are we not focusing on anything today? But I think this is Sulawesi, is what it said. Hoya Sulawesi. It's not really growing, and it's crusty. It's got some marks on the leaves, and I really thought that was my watering, but it was like that when it came as well. You can see this is one of the older leaves. So I've been treating it. Try to show you the back. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what's up with it. I don't know. What's going on there, but it has some ongoing issues. So I've been hosing her down with some pesticides to see if we can get that to improve. I don't know. This is a new leaf here, which I think it just came in wonky because it was under other leaves, had pressure on it. But even the newer leaves kind of look crusty. See the crustiness? And it doesn't really scratch off with your fingernail, it just causes more damage. So, but I mean, it's growing, but something's up. What is that all about, y'all? I've not seen another Hoya like this, or is this just something that these particular Hoyas do? Like I said, I couldn't tell you anything more about it other than it came labeled as Sulawesi. And it was in pond, but it didn't seem to be loving it, so I did take it out. And I believe I even put it in systemics when I repotted it. It's been quite a while now, but quite a while. I don't know. So, and it was also under brighter light, and I don't know if those are like from a combination of like water or light, or I don't know. Any ideas, please feel free to let me know. But anyway, that's the Sulawesi. It's finally growing. I think that one's new, this one's newer. But I don't know. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Euphorbia obesa back there. It's just kind of woody at the bottom. It was buried very deeply in the pot when I got it. And I pulled it up some, and it just keeps making friends. it's fine, I guess. I forget to water it for probably a couple months at a time, but yeah. Then these guys here, Dieffenbachia reflector, doing good. It's a slow but steady grower so far. I say that. I say it's slow, but this is all new, and I've only had it maybe a month or two. I don't know. So, and it's got another one coming. It's very pretty. It is very pretty. I do like it a lot. I think it needs a little less light than I'm giving it. Like the lower light leaves are prettier to me than the higher light leaves, the leaves that have grown in higher light. Does that make sense? I don't know. I like this darkness on it. I don't know. This is more of the subhistatum, which is not really showing off the red backs. I think in brighter light it would. This is a leaf that was still on it, I believe, when I cut it down. First one did not come out so pretty. Not so pretty. Hoya Silver Mint. This one was down under the brighter light too, and it was really bleaching some of those leaves. Like those are basically white. Basically white. So we've moved it into lower light, slightly lower light, in hopes that we stop scorching it. But yeah, and it looks like that because I've just kind of wrapped it and set it on top of itself, because if I moved it, the leaves were tangling into the shelf, and that was frustrating me. So, but yeah, I'm going to propagate that even more. The original plan of this is gone. Toast. Don't know what it was with it, but it just tanked. So now we have it in pawn. And that guy right there is Tortum. That's the River Juvenile or El Choco Red that I just got. Nothing really going on with those except for this hasn't rotted. It hasn't rotted. It doesn't look the best. I probably need to repot it. This is slowly rotting, at least the stem is, but it's also growing roots. That's the variegated Macaulay's Finale. So I've chopped some of the bottom of the stump off there. It is working on some roots here and there and some like growth points. So we're relying on those to grow more than for that to actually do anything. One of the Monstera Aureas, doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Not much really going on here. Same old mostly. One of the little bitty Emerald dents. This is the Hoya Nathalie, that had the root mealies and the really, really heinous roots. So this is rootless, just kind of hanging out in here, and it'll grow or no, we'll see. But it looked bad enough that if it does die, it was already on its way there, so. That's the Monstera lechleriana. Still haven't done anything with it. It's putting out all white leaves now, pretty consistently, and they crisp off and die. I need to node propagate that. I just haven't gotten there yet. I keep saying I'm going to do it, but I put things off all the time. Then that bottom shelf down there, a couple more of the Monstera Aureas. We're focusing on anything but. Maybe it's the humidifier. I think we're focusing on humidity. Oxalis is doing good. My King Anthurium, looking like a little prince. Little teeny. That's a new leaf it's putting out currently. The Philodendron Dean McDowell over there, it's got a new leaf coming. That's new to me. Newer. Syngonium Lindlandii. One of the Philodendron Burley Marks, variegated, very pretty. It's one of the propagations. I think I gave the other propagations away or traded them. But yeah, this is one, which is good that I have because my original plant, it had root rot really, really bad. So there it is in the floor, sitting in that cup, just looking all janky. looking all janky. I mean, the plant's okay. Plenty of growth points. I think it'll recover eventually. It might be some time. And then that's the yep. It's still sitting there because I kind of do like the way that one looks sun-stressed. I don't know. It's really dark, but it's really pretty. And the Hoya Mathilde over there, Mathilde Splash, something like that. It's sitting there looking kind of cute, still growing, so I guess it didn't mind being uprooted as much as maybe some of the other ones did. This is Hoya parasitica black margins. It wasn't sold as splash or anything, focus, but it's very splashy in some places and very pretty. So it just chills there. It's just chilling. It just recently started growing again since I propagated it. It really didn't do much for a while. Hoya icensis. It's one of my favorite Hoyas. I cut and propagated that one, so it's growing again since then. This one, Hoya Philodendron, pardon its tendril. It's taking up quite a bit of space now. It's finally growing. And I sprayed this plant. Like, I was convinced it had broad mites. I never saw any. I never saw anything on this plant. I don't know how it could because I sprayed it every day. But it just didn't grow, and it kept doing this number, which is apparently a symptom of broad mites. It didn't grow for ages. It was like 6 leaves forever, and now it's a full plant. It's a full plant. It just decided to grow in its own sweet time, and it took its time. Like, that's a pretty leaf. Yeah, Philodendron. I love it. I've also found that this plant doesn't seem to love it hot or to dry out too much. And maybe that was the problem. I repotted it and it started growing. That's the only correlation I can make with why it finally started growing. I don't know. Back there is a Hoya pubicalyx. I think it was labeled like silver pink or something like that. My daughter got me that one. It does have some nice splashy leaves. Very pretty. Very pretty. That one's never flowered. Kind of its neighbors over here. I think Homelamina Selby, I think that is. Still doing okay. Still the thirstiest plant ever. I overfill that at this point because it dries out so fast. It's in pong. So I just overfill it. Because it'll dry in 2 days. I mean, not completely, but fairly dry. So I guess that plant really drinks. That's the, I think it said like Crystallinum X Magnificum X Pedatum or something like that, let's say. Am I guessing correctly? Nope, Clarinervium X Pterodactyl X Magnificum. So, I haven't done so good with keeping up on the watering. Why will you not go back in there? We've got a hole. This leaf looks terrible. Terrible. I sprayed it because I thought maybe it had some spidey mites. Those aren't really bugs. It's just like sticky anthurium unfurling residue. But yeah, it's not been happy. I really, really severely underwatered it, which is a shame because this plant is very pretty. Very pretty. Hopefully I do better with the next leaf. Let's hope. One of the Syndapsus jades. They're doing good. I think it's Apobalus. I might be saying that right. It's got lots of new growth. I left the old tatty leaves on, but we have new growth. And I did take it out of, I had it in a cover pot, but I didn't like that I had no idea if it had any water in the reservoir. So it's just sitting in a tray right now. This is Lobii Orange, Hoya Lobii Orange. This plant hates me. I have been trying, it has not grown Nope, it grew those 2 tiny leaves there, the 2 smaller leaves you see at the top of the plant, and that's it. Since, I want to say last summer. I don't know. I moved it into lower light because I had it in higher light, and I was like, okay, maybe lower light is what you want from me. I don't know. I really don't. Another piece, this is still one of the old leaves on the subhastatum, which is trying to grow back there. It's got a little curly Q. Probably needs water. And then this guy here is the stump from the Philodendron Jose Bono. It's growing back in a couple places. We'll see how it does. And that's pretty much everybody there, or at least everybody who has anything going on. Kind of a rundown. And then these guys down here, that's Esmeraldense. That's pollen I need to wash over there. I just kind of dump it in a container until I have enough to, you know, go and boil or whatever. Yeah, Esmeraldense down there. This is the first Calathea. Yeah, that I put in pawn. So it's doing okay. It's putting out pretty new leaves now. So that's nice. White Princess. I need to propagate it, mostly just because we've got a lot of really mangled leaves at the bottom. These are all the propagations of the Syngonium albo, which one of them's put out a new leaf there, it looks like. Or just opened it. It hasn't put it out in the water. Ugh. It is still just in water. And there we go. You can see some roots trying to grow in there. So it won't be too long before I start potting them up. Yep. I'm surprised none of them really seem to have died off yet. Those are the stem propagations. They don't look good. Stem, node, they just don't look great. The color is kind of weird on them. So they might not make it, but I mean, it's fine. Oh, battery. And kind of next to the Syngonium albo, this is Philodendron majestic, which looks very just green. I don't know. It doesn't really have those, not as obvious as the older leaves. Silver markings. But to be fair, I forgot about this plant for quite a long time. Like, I did not water it at all. And the older leaves are telling on me for that. When I first found it, I was like, oh, spider mites. But no, it's not spider mites. It is neglect. It is neglect. So it's 2 of them on here, and they have both put out new leaves since I remembered that they exist. Sorry, just checking out the leaf backs. Not bad. So hopefully I do better with this plant in the future. You know, wish me luck. Oh, the Hoya, who are you? This Hoya, whose name I cannot remember right now to save my life. Like, it's just gone. It's not there. I've been saying I'm going to propagate this for a while, and I really need to. I still haven't. It's, you know, it's not that long or anything. It's just hanging kind of there. But I would like to fill out the top of it, and we have some naked bits, some legs showing. So that's on the to-do list still. This Hoya, this Calathea, which I think I said it looks exactly the same as the other one, except for this one has red backs. They're not exactly the same, but they're pretty similar. Very similar. This one has more of like this streaking down the center, whereas this one here just has like a straight line down the center. Does that make sense? As far as the markings go? Oh, I don't know. That one's kind of different. Okay. Well, anyway. This one has actually put out a couple of new leaves too, since I've transferred it to pawn. One there, one kind of up under there. So yeah, I mean, eventually, well, it'll grow enough that it hides these old leaves that are kind of gnarly, or we'll cut them off. But yeah, the new leaves are very pretty. I really do like the pop of color on the back. Very pretty. Are you cooties? No, not cooties. You never know with Calathea though, you better check. Then I guess we'll talk about the cabinet since I'm already in the floor. I can get it open from down in the floor. Oh, I can. All right. So the Alocasia Jacqueline back here, it's put out a new leaf. I had to move it down because it was almost touching the light on the top shelf. So I've moved it down to the bottom shelf. Such a weird looking plant. I hate the way it feels. I hate the texture. But it does look cool. It's interesting. Yeah, this is, it had 2 leaves when it came, so 1 leaf is just now starting to go. But it's put out a new one, so we're cool with it. The variegated, who are you? Does it still say? Is it in the same pot? Stingray Alocasia, yeah. That leaf is really weird. But it's putting out a new one. I've got one dying off there. This is one, I think this one has already had spider mites. It's been here for like 5 seconds, and of course spider mites found it. It's so tiny. So cute. That's so weird. I don't know. It did what it wanted to do, and that's fine. As long as it's not continually get spider mites, that'd be great. That's Alocasia watsoniana. That does not look anything like the plant that I bought. This is the newest leaf. It's not spider mite damage, I promise you. It's just decided that it wanted to be silver. It's really weird. This is kind of also really inconvenient because if this plant does get spider mites, how would you ever know? How would you know? But it's pretty. But that's not the plant I wanted. The plant I wanted looked like this. So is this a light thing? Does anybody know? Alocasia watsoniana. Like the pup still looks normal. The little baby that's in there, I've just left it for now. That still looks normal. Why is this doing that? I mean, it's pretty. One thing that's weird about this plant, let me see if we can find the back here. Other than all the water spots, is these dots. I thought that was a pest at first. I was like, what in the world? It's not. Focus. Yeah, there we go. It's not any kind of pesty, and it seems to be normal to this type of Alocasia. But yeah, I just hadn't really noticed that before until I was checking that for spider mites. But yeah, silver. Cool, but I would rather have the darker leaves. It didn't say anything about being like watsoniana silver or anything, which I have seen some lately that are labeled that way. But this one was not. I really keep thinking I'm seeing spider mites, but I'm not. It's just bizarre. All right, anyway, my Hoya compacta not doing anything. Million Hearts Dischidia, the variegated one. It's really pretty. Then up here, what's left of my Hoya polyneura. I recently took it out of its wee bitty cup, moved it further away from the light, and put it in in a pot. So yeah, because we were kind of not enjoying being that close to the light, I think. Gasteria, variegated Gasteria. It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. Someday maybe I'll separate some of those other plants off. Maybe. Hoya icensis propagations. The anthracite coal is there holding it in the pot. This is the remnant, what's left of my oldest Hoya lacanosa. I think it was just a Hoya lacanosa. Nothing fancy, but I didn't want to lose it, so there's what's left. Hoya arena. This was a propagation of my original plant. The original plant is long gone. Long gone. It just kept shriveling and shriveling and shriveling, so I propagated it, and this one's making a move. I don't know where it's going, but it's well on its way. So yeah, the darker green leaves are the newer ones. I should probably upsize that pot just a smidge. Those pots, these little ones here, they're great for propagations. I've had Hoya, I've had a lot of things in them way too long and they've been okay, but I don't want to do that anymore. I would rather move them up when they need to be moved up. And I'm just too lazy to order pots most of the time, if you want to know the truth. That's what happens. Propagation from, who are you? No. Nope. Why are names so hard sometimes? Like, I really can't remember. It's a little fuzzy one. And it flowers with these tiny little white blooms with dark red centers. Like purpley. I'll have to put it on screen because I've been sitting here staring at this. And the mother plant back there. And it's not coming to me. Names are really hard today. But anyway, it's doing fine. The darker leaves are newer growth, I think. Is that the way it goes? Well, I say darker. I guess it depends on which way the light hits them. But they're furry and they're tiny and they're cute and I love them. And they flower very easily. And behind that, there's some more propagations. That one back there is Hoya Cowbang, which I'm saying that in the most American way possible because I've forgotten how I'm supposed to say it. But it's a type of Hoya villosa, I believe. A type of. Fuzzy on the bottoms, very nice plant. Hoya croniana. Hoya croniana silver up there. Some more Nicholsonia New Guinea Ghost that hates its life. I don't know why I keep it because it's not doing anything up here. Nothing. But it's not dying. My very poorly behaved Adansonii, whiteout. Once again, this one needs to be cut all the way back by node. Haven't done it yet because I don't know. That's a Philodendron Bloody Mary. That might do something someday. It's been thinking about it for a few months now. That's Hoya caudata. I've made it angry. It starts to grow and then it's like, psych, I was just kidding. Yeah. Oops. There we go. So I don't know. I haven't had much luck with that one. It's me. It's not her. But yeah, I think that's mostly what's going on in there at the moment. Not a whole lot of new stuff. And then kind of over here is just general chaos and mayhem. That there, that is the top cut from my Monstera Aria. This is an existing leaf. It had 3 leaves, still has 3 leaves, but this one was all green. Every other leaf is variegated on this particular plant. The one that has every leaf variegated is downstairs. Pardon her, she's got her face mashed into the hole here. But yeah, so I potted that up in, what was that, a gallon pot maybe? I plunked her down in there. And she's not making a move yet, right? Oh. Oh, there we go. She's not really making a move yet. But it's in there. This guy is still here, Philodendron Snowdrift. Hiding back here. It's one of the Thai constellations. Just hanging out. Some pink spot tricolor, I guess it is. Very pretty. Oh, look. That's a weird leaf, isn't it? Can you see that? Yeah. I've been meaning to put one of those on a pole because I have a few around. Probably put this one on. This is Florida Ghost, not looking so ghosty. But we have hope with that new leaf there. It seems to do better in very bright light and when it's fairly warm. So I don't know. It's definitely warm enough up here, but it's been sitting on the floor and not getting any light. So maybe it'll like this position better. The squamiferum, it's off the top of the pole. It needs an extension. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I think I'm gonna actually chop this one all the way back. Because one on a pole, I mean, it takes up enough room with just one on a pole, but it looks sparse. Like you can see where the leaves grew further apart, and then now they're just growing in a tuft there. Well, they're close to the grow light, so maybe that's why. But either way, I think I'm chopping that all the way down and propagating, and we'll see who makes it. And tucked in there, that's the medium silver. This is the new leaf. It finally put out a leaf because I got it on a pole. It gave me 2 bare nodes first, but yeah, we're back to putting out leaves for now. So that is crazy. It's so shiny and gray looking. This plant legit looks gray. It's not a camera trick. It's very pretty though. I really like it. Camposportuanum propagations that are looking so much the worse for the wear. They've been in here since December. Just sitting in water. Not really loving life there. Not that I blame them. Philodendron 69686 that I still haven't done anything with. It actually put out a new leaf that the cat hasn't broken yet. I've been wanting to propagate it, but the reason I haven't is there's just no aerial root whatsoever on this plant. None. So, I'm not sure how it's gonna go. I have to be brave at some point and do it. I'll probably chop it pretty high. That way, you know, if it's not successful, maybe I have a chance of this reshooting somewhere. I don't know though, because it is kind of woody. I don't know, it might surprise me. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's on the list. Because we're just not having a good time anymore. We were having a great time for a while, but not anymore. Is this Crackling Rosy begonia? Like these leaves, I did not know that this plant would put out such big begonia leaves. Very pretty though. And it's been steady growing also. Steady. Very nice. Least concern. Not a problem plant. Love it. My Anthurium vitarifolium, it is that yellow. This particular leaf is gonna go. I think it's the oldest leaf currently on this plant. But it has really served its time. It really has. This one. And then this was the newest leaf, which mind you, this plant has been very neglected. And it was also in a very warm location. I don't think it loved it. So I moved it out here, and it's currently got another little bitty one. A little bitty leaf coming right there, so we'll see. We'll see. Guy here, I don't know why I have an empty pot there. I don't know what was there. Maybe it's something I chopped down. I'm not sure. But this guy here, that's a Syndapsis jade that we're trying to get to level pole. It's not yet, but we're trying. Its neighbor is the Monstera siltipicana. Does that sound right? Yeah. It had thrips. I don't know if you can see the damage, but I've cut that all the way down, and this it's got a lot of new growth now because I cut it back quite a ways. It just looked terrible. It was missing leaves all over the place. That pole needs an extension. I figured it was better to lose the size and have healthier leaves than what it was giving. So I don't know. We've got lots that we've chopped back. There's still lots of damaged leaves on there, but it was easier for me to treat less leaves, I'll put it that way. That's the Monstera obliqua expellata. It was not doing good either. So I didn't chop it. I also apparently didn't put it back on the pole. But I did repot it into a much smaller pot because it wasn't growing. Was not growing. It didn't have much roots, but I thought when I repotted it, I thought I was going to do the Monstera thing. and just eat up all available space with roots, and it did not. So we put it back in a smaller pot, and we'll see what happens. Then his neighbor is the variegated Epipremnum pinnatum. It's very pretty, very pretty. Here's one of the newer leaves. It's still got a ways to go before it gets to the top of the pole, so yeah. Some of it got the memo and grabbed right on, and some of it hasn't. So, yeah, I'll just keep working at it. This guy here that's just kind of sitting in the floor, mottled dragon, which it needs a pole extension. There's 2 on here. And it just recently got the memo and started really grabbing the pole without me helping, so we'll see. Not much modeling on my dragon. It's just some here and there. It's dusty too. Dusty, dusty. But yeah, I really do like this plant, whether it decides to be a model dragon or just a dragon. Either way, it's very pretty. I have a huge mess over here in this corner. Yeah, this is still putting out green, all green. It's the Paraíso Verde. We have a new leaf coming, so we'll see what happens. The Aglaonema that I just recently repotted, still chilling, still doing fine. And I did repot that into soil. I haven't noticed any more mealies. Am I lying to you? Oh no, that was like perlite or something. Okay. But anyway, where's the inflow? Still hasn't opened. White Knight, it needs help, and I just haven't given it any. Pivocalix, still growing like crazy. This is where I burnt it over the summer, hitting the glass of the greenhouse. But yeah, it puts out purple new leaves, even in lower light apparently, because it's pretty low light down here. Aren't they pretty though? I love them. So yeah, that plant's unstoppable. It's also massive. I should really, really cut that back. I don't know where else to put it at this point. It's so large. So those are 2 Sarawaks back there. I think that's right. Neither one is happy. They need to be probably restarted. Jose Bono back there that I recently put on a pole. You can see the new leaf looking pretty white. So I'm excited for that to come out. One of the Hoya obavatas back there. That's the Fitchii that I need to check for root mealies. And the other Fitchii, which it's just sun bleached. It's just sun bleached, that's why it's lighter in color. That is the mother plant of the Philodendron Florida Beauty I showed you earlier. I think the last time I showed it, this was the newest leaf. It is all yellow, or all variegated, cream, yellow, white, I don't know. And I said I was going to chop it before this node, but I didn't. I don't know why, because the stem was all yellow, but I left it. And this is the newest leaf. So go figure. But yeah, I do think I'm going to chop this all the way back and propagate it, and we'll see what happens. I might be sorry, because it really seems to have fairly decent genetics, or at least I thought so until this leaf, but I don't know. Everybody gets to make one mistake, right? That's Hoya nebulinensis, I think it's called down here. The peduncles are still peduncling, but they're just doing it very slowly. So, and it's sitting on the floor. The only light in this area is that grow light that's in there. So, I don't know. Those are stumps that are rehabbing, and those 2 that they're empty. I've pulled a lot of stuff out of here because it doesn't love the high heat. More subhastatum back there. this guy here, which I think is supposed to be Pasta Zana, growing very much upright. Very much upright, I don't know. That's the new leaf there. Sorry, I'm doing this left-handed, and I'm not a lefty. And then back here, this is kind of above my messy desk area. That's Florida green. And it's off the top of its pole, just barely, but yeah, it needs an extension. I really like this plant. I think I prefer it to the Spamaferum. I prefer it to Pedatum. It's never asked for anything. Anything. And the roots were grown all out of the bottom of the pot, and they stayed that way for months. It never complains. It doesn't care. It doesn't complain. Its newest leaf is smashed into the wall back there. It's not complaining about that. It's a good plant. So that might be pretty much all of the plants that I was checking out. And I just thought I'd let you check them out too. That poor Mandula pothos up there, it gets zero light. Not very much. The bottoms of the new growth down there might, but yeah. So things are doing pretty well overall. I haven't killed too many things lately, I don't think. Yet. There's always time. But yeah, this is what I'm doing today. I'm just walking around staring at plants, looking for things that I need to do, appreciating the plants that don't have anything that I need to do. Just very relaxed. And I thought you'd like to join me. My favorite thing to do with my plants is just look at them. It's not to disrupt them, it's not to repot them, it's not the plant care, it's just actually just looking at them and enjoying them. And I don't feel like I've done enough of it here lately. It's been constantly chores, plant care. And I do like doing plant care. I find it relaxing sometimes to just sit down and clean a plant, which I need to do a lot of. A lot of leaf wiping needs to happen because we have dust. So much dust. But it's not that I dislike plant chores or dislike doing them or don't find them relaxing, but there's something very therapeutic maybe about just appreciating them, not doing anything with them, just looking at them. Just looking at them. So yeah, that's what it was about today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, and come back and check me out again soon. Bye.